It,
George Kilpatrick, Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. So, we all about community on the show, right? We all about community. And there's a community event, and Larry Corriders is here to spread the word because he wants y'all to show up. And so this is the precursor to an event that's happening in September, calling all Central Tech alumni. So we're going back, calling all Central Tech alumni. Larry, good to see you, brother.
Thank you.
And tell me what's going on.
We have a Central Tech all-class reunion. It's going to be September the 20th to the 22nd of this year. We're going to be meeting at Barbara Gallows, but it's dating back. We have class as early as 1961 graduating class.
Really?
So that was Central High School then. And so we're merging with all those classes all the way up until 1975. So we've had people from 61 participating, want to come to the reunion, all the way to 75. We had a few people in this class from 61 that's when I joined 2 years ago. A few people have went on to glory since we've been organizing this. So time is of essence. I graduated in 74. So, I mean, it's amazing. I'm 50 years out of school. So we're trying to get the class together. A few of us alumni are trying to make this happen. So we're going to have a meet and greet at Syracuse September the 20th out in Liverpool. And then the 21st, we plan on meeting at Central Tech and doing a tour. And then later that day, we would have a banquet. And then that Sunday, the 22nd, we're looking, depending on the numbers, we plan on having, we go to church, and those who are trying to head back out of town, having a little breakfast buffet type thing. So we're excited for this.
Big weekend. So so you're calling all people who are in town, out of town. If you know somebody who graduated from the class years of 1961 all the way through 1975, and how do people get a hold of the committee, the group, and to find out more details?
Okay, that's a good question. That's where you come in handy with your Face the Nation, Inspiration for the Nation. That's really a big key for us reaching out. And we've been, some of the members have posted on Facebook. There's a Central Tech website on Facebook. And so that's another way to reach out. And I happen to be a member of Classmates, so we're just trying to get nibbles from the different areas of media to try to reach people.
Is there one person people can call?
My name is listed. My number is available, 315-450-2649. I'm accepting calls. We have Darlene Kinsey on the board, Deidre Stanley on the board, Deborah Wright, who lives down south, she's on the board, and Cynthia Scruggs. So we have all the four of our numbers are listed on the paperwork that we're putting out, the flyers.
And Larry, for those who know, why is it important to bring this history together for you?
It's really important because, well, since I've been on the committee, I wasn't aware of just the importance of the alumni that we had come through Central Tech. Some people probably didn't know Grace Jones went to Central Tech. We have the late great Manny Breland, who is an icon here in town. We have one, Kathleen Niles was my teacher when I went to school, and she's been helping the committee. And I'd be remiss to not mention Melody Holmes, because Melody was on the committee, but she ended up having to back off because she got another job. So she just didn't have the time. But it's a lot of history. It's a lot of people that moved all across this country that went to Central Tech, that did a lot of big things with their lives. With me, I'm one of the so-called lesser people because I just went to OCC. I went to school for 2 years. We have people that went on to school for 4 years plus, and have done great things in the community that just people would not know about.
That is amazing. And I think, again, part of what I see you trying to do is capture the history while you can, and really connect with people while you can. And I love this idea of celebrating Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Because You know, so many times you hear people who live in Syracuse talk about what it does not have. But why don't you talk to me about what Syracuse has meant to you, born and raised?
Wow. George, I grew up in the bricks, and it's just, even my brother Calvin ended up in the banking industry, and we were my mother made $3,000 a year. We thought we were rich, but growing up in the bricks, it was just what an amazing village we grew up in. And so it was not only the bricks, we could go to any part of town and play sports, and there was never any problem because we all looked out for each other. And so during this time, I find out that it wasn't just the bricks. I'm so proud of my life, but it's the west side, the south side, the east side, north side. Everyone really had the same values as what we had. And it was part of my life because even, Father's Day is coming up. And just with what we learned from growing up, I end up in life adopting. I have a son that's now 32. He's autistic, and just want to give back to the community. And that's just from our upbringing that we had living in the bricks, looking out for everyone. And my kids have all graduated, my biological have graduated and moved on in life. And so it's just from our family to the next family to the next. It is just so important. And this is what we need in this city of Syracuse. That's why I never left. I love it here. The city has so much love in it, and you wouldn't know it. And this is a way to, like, it's a positive instead of the newspaper coming up with the negatives. It's so many positives that people aren't aware of that don't live in the city. They are in the suburbs.
Mm. And so today is Father's Day, Larry. So tell me what does fatherhood mean to you?
It is such a privilege. It's a responsibility, but it's a privilege that you can't take for granted. Because when you're walking about, you never know who's looking at you, who's looking up to you, that you're the role model. Not being a professional athlete, not being a singer. It's just the hardworking people that are role models. And so you have to, every day you go out in life, you have to really hold your head up proud and know that people are watching you. And if you fall down, know that you can get back up. But you have to really be one to strive and show that you are a winner, that you can succeed in this world from meager ways. You don't have to have a lot of this and that, just working hard. And so fatherhood, my kids got to see that, how hard I worked. There was one time I worked 3 jobs at once. And, you just have to survive, to make it in life. You have to work. There's no easy way out. And so that's the responsibility, showing people and everyone that there's no easy way out. You work hard, you get everything that you're deserving as long as you do that.
All right. Larry Corriders, he is here to talk about as a dad, talking about this Central Tech all-class reunion, September 20th and 21st. 21st will be a dinner at Barbagallo's. They'll have a little pre-dinner celebration, if you will, at Sharky's on the 20th. And they have a Facebook group, but also you can reach out to Lawrence by calling 315.
Or you can email me.
Or email me.
Corriders at AOL.com. CORRIDERS at AOL.com.
Corriders, CORRIDERS at AOL.com. The Central Tech all-class reunion. Looking forward to y'all connecting. And if you know somebody who needs to be a part of this, holler at them so that they can get here and celebrate the great history that Central Tech is. And could you just briefly, before we go, Larry, we know that there's Institute for Technology, Syracuse Central, but talk about what Central Tech was and where it was downtown.
Central Tech is on the edge of downtown at the corner of Adams and Townsend, not Townsend, Adams and Salina Street, basically. It's across from the kitty corner from the bus hub. It was this when we went to school in I was 71 to 74. We had to walk there, and it was where we all met. We had to get our education, and it's amazing. I didn't realize how important it was. So it's important to the kids. I didn't realize if I could have pushed myself a little more, I could have probably done more, but I was able to succeed because the teachers, Mr. Breland was one in particular. I'm goofing around in the hallways and he would chase me back in the classroom. So I was able to graduate, but we had a great cast of students. We would meet from all across the city. We go there and we just were there to get our education. From there, I got out of high school and went on to start working. But it was just a blessing and really big part of our lives. And even John Smith, the gym teacher, he was a big basketball coach. I think of him, Dan Merrill. We had one of the athletes, Billy McBride, went on to play play pro ball in Canada. Just amazing people there, amazing classmates. As I mentioned before, Grace Jones went there. Maxwell Jones, her brother, who's a preacher, and her brother that's a minister, Noel Jones.
They all went to Central.
Yes, amazing group of people. It was just an amazing life.
Well, all Central Tech reunion from the year 61 through 1975. That was the last year, pretty much,
yes.
of that cohort. 1961, 1975, the old Central Tech Corridors, Corriders at AOL.com. Email, look for their Facebook group. And we hope that by putting the word out, somebody, a whole lot of folk will reach out and say, yeah, I heard it on the show. I want to be down. So, Larry, I hope that works out for you well. And
thank you so much, George.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Same to you. Happy Father's Day.
Inspiration for the Nation.